What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Guys, I had to make this video because I'm a little frustrated. So, yeah, if I slip out a square, that's how angry I am right now. If I slip out a swear here and there, I hope you understand. I get these messages and people sending me links about, you know, if you go back to not my latest one I did about the face of Cydonia, but the oldest one I have, and I got people saying, hey, check out these links, you know, this, that, and the other, you got to look at these, you know, so on and so forth, and it'll take me to either these sites that people are trying to compare Cydonia with other places out in the solar system, or the universe and galaxies and whatever else, namely the Pleiades. Okay, I'd be the first one to tell you guys that is just neat. I mean, that is. However, if it's real, I don't mean the Pleiades, of course those are real, but I'm saying as far as the picture of Cydonia, this is what people don't get. Hold on, let me show you this. Let me get this off here. Okay, this is the picture you'll get, and you can see the face over here in the lower right, and you can just click on the picture and get the real picture, or the very large one. This is a really good quality as far as, you know, size of the picture and all. This is a CGI pile of shit version of this, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the actual one. I'm going to show you this picture and analyze it. And I don't really get into too many things, but I'll explain that in a second. And then I go back to the original from the Viking orbiter, okay? And it'll blow your mind. And guys, I think I even said this in my last video. I was the first one to be duped as well. Because when I seen the face, I was like, wow, that is neat. You can see it in all kinds of magazines, people talking about it. Wow, that is just neat. And I agree. However, when you really rip these pictures apart, you really go, wow, it's BS. That's for starters. But there's something more important buried underneath the lies. It's like these people here, Mr. Hoagland, or Hoaxland as I like to call him, he likes to perpetuate the lie. This guy here, Wayne Herschel, another one that likes to perpetuate the lie. This is what I don't get. Are they just perpetuating the lie, or are they just simply just not pulling these pictures apart? They see this and they go, oh yeah, see the resemblance? Oh, look at that. Okay, but if you try hard enough, you'll find that. Okay. You know, it's aggravating because it makes you wonder if these guys are just simply doing that, just perpetuating the lie. Or if these guys, as good as they say they are, and got all of these people under them doing all of this research and looking at this and looking at that, they look at this right here, oh, it's definitely a pyramid. Okay, that's one of the ugliest pyramids I've ever seen, but okay. You go down to here, there's like this stuff here. Where did this go? Like this thing here, like he was trying to say it looks like the Star Wars helmet. No, it's not a skull. It's not if you were to really look at this picture, there's 3 or 4 different parts. They look like mechanical parts laying together, and you get that illusion that it looks that way. But people don't drill into these pictures and really analyze them. That's the problem. You can see right at the top of this, watch this. And you'll see, like, it'll go to the next one. Ooh, look how that was. Ooh, yeah, ooh. No. But anyway, you'll get that picture. Now, let me jump into this. Now, I'm going to show you the very original one. This is the original one, which I did was I took and I magnified so we can bring this in a lot more. First of all, and sometimes you don't notice these that are just obvious. You just look at the face and you go, oh my God, that is absolutely a face. Let's look a little closer. First of all, it's not even a complete face. They stopped right here. It's not even a face. Here's the crazy part. Shadow. Okay. If this is only half done, look at the jagged areas, yet the shadow does not reflect that. Why is that? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Okay. So now let me darken this up, this whole area. And I don't know about you guys, but I can see what looks like squared off areas. Is it possible that's pixelation? Good possibility. Now, I want to set this up for you guys. And you guys can believe me or not. It doesn't matter. But here's a simple little thing. Look at down here. Whatever this is rather tall because look at you can just see the shadow of it on the lower right here. Whatever it is rather tall. Now, these little squares, believe it or not, they're actually on top of structures. And as crazy as that sounds, and guys, do me a favor. Watch this to the end because you're just going to be blown away. Now watch this. Let's see if we can't Well, let's do it this way first. Okay, so now I darken this thing up to try to blend it to the rest of the area, and you can see what looks like little things popping out. See that? Now, what I mean by the darkened areas, and I'm not going to go over this whole thing, but just check this out. Right here, and you're not going to see this right away, but you'll see it in a second. Black square happens to be over a white area, and is actually roads here. Now, I know you don't see that, but just wait a minute. There's two sitting adjacent to each other, but it's in a square area. Everything that they try to, now, not all of them, because over here, let me just back up just a hair bit because it is close. There's all structures. One here, 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 here. They're all over this picture. Look at this thing. Comes up, goes across, goes back down, almost like this weird canopy or something over some other structures. Now, you're going to go, well, yeah, I'm not seeing that. Okay, let's go ahead and just darken it up a little bit more. Okay. Again, let me just go back out just a hair. Blackened out area over something white. There's roads right here. Again, you're not going to see them right away, but you'll see it. Look at this. Rectangular area. Something right here going over to this one. Round. Over here. You got all of these structures all over this picture. Now, pay attention to this area right here. There's one, right almost in the middle of the page. 1, 2, 3. Black dots. Pay attention in between there. Watch this. Suddenly, there's roads there. There's structures all over this bloody picture. Okay? There's, like I said, this one almost looks like silver in color as opposed to the white underneath this black square. It's all over this. Now, let me just darken up this area here. And check it out. It's all over this picture. There's stuff all over this. This is what they don't want you to see. Now, look how fake that looks. Come on, man. Come on. You can just see, and it's not just like just a particular pattern, like all over it, like a compression mark. You can clearly see that they put something right over this. Look at that. And 1, 2 coming out. 1, 2 things sitting adjacent, squared off area. Going over here, branching off into different areas. Something, it's everywhere you look in this picture. All of this, look at this. There's like these, something going like this. They blurred it and then they put a black dot over it. Why would they do that? Why would they have black dots over anything? When you look at the picture like this, you don't see squat. There's a reason for it. When you look at these things, it is everywhere. It's everywhere in this picture. Okay, so now we see that this was just plain BS. Okay, like I said, this is not even a full face. If they went like this and went, okay, because one of the pictures, I think it actually shows that. Almost looks like they showed the 3 parts right here, meaning like 1, 2, and then 3 down. Then you would say, oh, well, that makes sense, you know. You go, okay, around, but you can see what looks like a squared off area, and you can see something underneath there. You can see these little squares. Even if, now watch this, I think this is, watch this. I'm just going to try to, watch, this is great. Watch this. Let's just do a little blur. Why does it turn blue? It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't do that. It should just smooth out the pixelations. You have to go into here, and you have to turn it to grayscale. But what's crazy about it is showing it as an RGB, it's color, but yet it's not. Imagine that. So, this is the reason why when you try to blur it, and like I said, I'm just going to blur gallery, and this was like a one-step blur, it turned into a color. This is what I mean. These guys are crafty, and they'll do anything they can to hide what's really in here. Okay. And again, you can just see how that's just half of a face. Well, supposedly. Yeah. So, you guys get the idea. Just look around at these little pictures. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to back out of that. And this is the CGI pile of crap. Now, I showed you guys in my last video about this plate. I don't know if you guys remember that, but right here, there's a plate. Okay, and it looks like it goes like this. And at one point I said it looks like it goes over, but that might have been just a pixelation line. I'm not sure. But what I noticed was something, and I think I even said it looks like it's off the ground right here. You can actually see like a shadow under it. Okay, but look at this. Something comes around, goes over to here, and it looks like it goes in a little bit, comes back out. Very, very faintly. You can just see a little line. Goes like this, goes like that. Comes down over here. Goes like this, an angle. Comes around, goes over to here. What does that in nature? But that's not the only thing I noticed. Now, I'm just going to turn this real dark here for a minute because I want to show you guys something in the lower right corner. And you guys, again, you guys keep an eye on what you see because This would be pretty wild. Now, let's smooth it out. Check this out. What has this line that comes over here, takes a curve, goes into this, comes out over to here, goes into this. Round, something larger that's round. Look at all of these things that are sitting around. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Just going across this right here. It looks like there's like a river type thing underneath this. See this, how wide this is? And there's something going up and over it. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just, just seeing what I picture, what I would see here on Earth. Okay. Now, if we were to do this and turn it to black plating, which is the one I did this in, check this out. This is pixelated. Do this. Look at all of the things suddenly pop out of this. And I can just bring this back just a hair bit so you can see it a little bit better, meaning we don't want it too pixelated. But look at all of these things sitting in here. These are buildings. That's what they are. They don't want you to see that. It's like, ooh, look, it's just flat. They just want you to believe, look, it's just nothing more than flat, barren land, and these pyramids just happen to be here. No. Okay. Now, what I noticed was, and you guys will think this is pretty cool, look at this. You can still see that faint line right there. It goes like this, comes over, just got a curvature to it. Looks that way anyway. Goes over, comes over to here, and over to here. Okay. Now, let's darken it up a little bit. Now, this is what I was showing before. I'm not trying to show you any structures, but you can see plenty of things laying all over the ground here. I'm still trying to show you these plates right here. You see it comes over, got this straight piece, goes down, angles, goes like this. There's something right here, but you can actually see something coming off this thing down into the ground here, and it's got like this weird outline shape to it. See this? It goes like this, rounds, goes like this. Whatever it is coming down from this level, down into the bottom. Now, again, here's that round piece. Goes like this, and you can, I think it just barely fainted, but you can just see it goes like this. But there's a bunch of crap in here. Now, also, look at this. This is supposed to be a pyramid. It's not. Check this out. There's something right here. You can see it. It's square, and it goes like this. Comes all the way down, goes across. Right there. Okay. All of these things here, they're all structures. Now, again, you can see my other picture. If you're not convinced about this, go to my other video, which was called, it was titled "Exposed Mars Face of Cydonia, What's Really There?" And I'll leave the link for it in the bottom. So after you're done watching this, check that other one out. Just do your homework, guys. I mean, oh my God. These people are just blatantly lying to our face, trying to tell us what this stuff really is. Now, I do different levels of this, different shading and, darkness and contrasting for a reason. Because you guys may see something that really pops out. Now, check this out. You can see this just a little bit better as far as the edge of this goes like this, comes down, and it looks like it's kind of round at the end there, but there's something that drops underneath this, goes like this, into this area. See that? It comes out from underneath this plate, underneath it. And there's one or two things underneath that. See, there's like 1, 2, 3, something under, but there's something that goes 1, 2, 3, skips across from this area into this area. This is where it gets more and more bizarre. Okay. Let me just back out, see if you can see it from here. Do you guys see a pattern anywhere right in this area? Right in this area. Okay. You darken it up a little bit. Do you see it now? Look at the plate. I'm going to give you a big tip. Look at the plate. Even if this thing goes straight down, which I don't believe it does because it looks like it curves in. But even if it went straight, okay, it goes down to here, and like I showed you, but it also does it here. Okay? Now, let me invert this for a minute because I want to show you that. See it right here? Comes down, gets lost in all of this mess here that's coming off of it. I don't know if it goes like this, it curves, but look at this. Almost looks like it meets perfectly all the way up to there. Here's the back side, or the other side of it, the left side of it, goes over to here. This one, right in the middle of the page, comes down over to that pot where it goes and has these angles. Okay. Again, here, it's a little bit darker, trying to emphasize the lines to this thing. But do you guys notice something else? There's actually something coming off here, too. Almost like, if you ever watch Stargate Atlantis, and all you nerds that are out there know exactly what I'm talking about, it actually branches off like a clover kind of thing. This is what I'm seeing. What does this in nature? Look, it comes across, down. Okay. Then you got another one. It literally goes like this. Looks like it comes down and around, comes up to this one and over. And then it does the same thing over here. Now watch this. Now I'm going to bring this back. Check that out. Here's the picture. It literally looks like it comes around, goes like this, comes back out, and it's got a bunch of stuff all over it, but there's something else that branches out over here. And, if I'm not mistaken, and that could be, but there's something over here, and it's like, like you can see something comes off here, comes down here, and there's all kinds of stuff just in this picture, period, guys. I mean, it's everywhere you look. But check out that pattern. What the hell does that in nature? This is just too intelligently made to be simply nothing. And the more I looked at this thing, I was just like, it was like, whoa. Again, you can see, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little things. I mean, as far as the structures, just go take a look at my other video. I go really in depth in this. But look at this, top left, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these things just laying around. These are not simple just rocks. Come on, man. They're hiding something far bigger. And these guys that are doing these, oh, it looks like the Pleiades and all this other crap, I think they're part of the problem. I think they're just trying to say, because this is what I don't get. Let me just backtrack. If you were to believe that these are pyramids, and that's okay if you do, ask yourself this question. Who built them? And are they living on Mars? Or will they just happen to be just screaming through the galaxy and decide, hey, why don't we just stop here for a few thousand years and build some pyramids? Not likely. Or is this just a huge cover-up? And that would be mine. It would be the latter. It would be just nothing more than a giant cover-up. And just look at this stuff. I mean, you can just see that right there. They're very almost in the middle, at the top where that curvature is. Look at all of this stuff all over this, hanging off there and everything else. This stuff is everywhere. But when you really stop and look at this, you could see an outline of what looks like either A, land masses, which I would assume that they are. These things could be set up on water for all we know. This, I believe, is a cover-up. This, whatever this pile of garbage is right here, is a big cover-up. And it's to cover everything that's sitting in the middle of this, whatever this giant, it could be an island out in the middle of the water for all we know. How do we know? How do we know? Let's just say it's not. But when you look at that and you can just see that pattern, you're going, yeah, what would do that in nature? Anyway, guys, I just get frustrated. I see this stuff, and I don't see anybody doing some real homework. And I don't mean you guys as far as the subs and everything. I mean the people that are supposed to be, like, have teams and, ooh, ah. You know, it's all that until you actually get into these pictures. Then you go, what the hell's going on here? It's totally false. It's false. It's a cover-up. And they just want you to believe, you know, because think about it. If I said to you, well, okay, these are pyramids. Well, think about it. That's easily dismissed and can be very highly debatable what these really are. I could say they're pyramids all day long, and people would believe it, and I believed it too. But when you really get into these pictures, I mean, come on, highly contrasted areas, what do you think that's for? Again, when you're done watching this video, go to my other one, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. There's pipes coming out of the ground right here, going up into this so-called pyramid, and it drops down into the center of it. And you can see like a round piece even right here. Look at this. Right there. But there's a pipe going down, goes like this, and goes right into the ground. You can actually see where it's right there, but it goes into the ground. It's all over the place. Everywhere you look, there's something here. And then when you look here, you just see that. Like I said, this big pattern right here, and then it looks like it comes out and goes like this, and then there's another one here. I don't know, guys. You tell me what you think this stuff is, and why does this look so much like modern-day structures? And if that's true, we've been duped. And I've been saying this all along. This is nothing but crap. This is not a face, and you can go look at my other one. They're actually a bunch of, because they're highly contrasted, they look like a bunch of buildings. And once you get rid of the brightness, all of a sudden you start to see independent little structures, or little things, anomalies we'll call them. If you don't want to believe they're structures, that's fine with me. But when you start to analyze this thing, you say, there's no way this is natural. It's just no way. Even right here, I didn't even do a good job to enhance this as far as the buildings or structure-wise or anomalies. But check that out. 1, 2, 3 in the lower right, rather. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 on the side of each other. This thing's just branching out everywhere. And like I said, in the very lower right corner, right there. Oh my God. This thing is just insane. You look at the color here. There's all kinds of things in this lower right corner. And you can see that pattern right here, even in the darkest part of this. Look at all this right here going up, and I didn't even enhance this, but that's in the other video. all in here. So anyway, guys, I just got a little aggravated. I wanted to show and really try to, you know, excuse me, what's really going on in this picture. When I looked at this, I was just like totally blown away. I mean, really, when you just look at that, there's a pattern here. And that's modern day to me. That is not something that's an accident. And I believe this was put here to block whatever's sitting right smack dab in the middle of this thing. Maybe a large city. I don't know. These have been put here for a reason. These are not pyramids. That's not a face. I don't care what anybody thinks. You know, we can believe that if we will. I mean, of course, that's your prerogative, of course. But when I look at this, I just see BS written all over this picture. This is CGI'd. This was, I'm going to use the term original, but it's also been manufactured as far as this crap right here. And of course, you guys give me your take on it. And guys, I'm hoping you guys actually analyze this yourself. These hardcore people, get in this thing and eyeball it yourself. Tell me what you see. I mean, it's just crazy. I'll leave these up here on Google Plus as well. I didn't leave any colored ones, but I may throw some colored filters on some of these, especially this one here. When I do this, you can see these here, and maybe the darkened one, so we can get an idea. But you can see, I mean, you can just see that's blatantly covering little spots, little areas on the ground here. 1, 2, 1. You can just see that. So, you guys tell me what you guys think. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I do know. And like I said, when you see that, it's not even a full face. And people actually fell for that. You know, I think they have others too that they try to doctor up to make it look like a full face. But you can clearly see this. This is from the Viking. You can see this right here. It's not even a full face. And they just really just try to think about it. Again, this could be highly debatable. And what do they do to it? They totally trashed the picture later on with CGI and fudged it right out. So this was a lie to begin with, and then they just continued lying. And like I said, you can just see what's in these pictures when you take a good close look, what's really in them. So anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Be curious. I wasn't really angry. It's more frustrated. But, I'm just... You think that these guys are really doing honest-to-goodness work, and you go, wow, they're just really knee-deep in this stuff, and they're really trying to expose it. I don't believe they are. I think they're just perpetuating a lie. I could be wrong. I could be off base here. That's why I want you guys to weigh in, as always, and just let me know. Anyway, guys, got some cool ones coming up, too. Again, I do have the Comet coming up, the 67P. I've got a bunch of other ones coming up. I've got another opportunity picture. Got so many up on deck, man. It's not even funny, and I keep getting backtracked here. But anyway, guys... thanks for watching. Always appreciate it, and I will see you next pick.